Hi, Chad and Jennifer here with Purple Collar Life, and today I want to go over with you some great ideas not only for the him, but also for the her as we come up on to Christmas. And I've seen a couple other people do videos like this. I thought it was a great idea. A couple key points about our list. Everything but one thing is under a $50 price range. I know that we try not to spend a lot on each other for Christmas. There's not a lot of things we really need, so we try to really be mindful of how much we're spending on things that we don't really need.
I think most of our list is stuff that's useful.
Yes, try to be things that are useful and probably that you would need to buy on your own if someone didn't get them for you. And then the second thing is we've had quite a few new subscribers lately. Thank you for that. So this video will also be the video where you comment below and we will draw your name for our 1,000 subscriber milestone giveaway. And if you recall from the very beginning, if you've been watching us from the beginning, that 1,000 subscriber giveaway is a Blackstone 17-inch griddle. So comment on this video during the month of December, and at the end of the month of December we will draw a winner from the comments below, and that person will be notified that they've won the griddle.
It's crazy how quickly we got to 1,000 subscribers. We thought it would take way longer.
We've had more than 500 subscribers just in the last 28 days, so it's amazing. Thank you all for that. Another reminder for those of you that are new, Purple Collar Life is about our life here. We both have white collar day jobs, but in the evening we live on a family homestead here. So we take care of the land, we try to maintain our own equipment, we try to do anything that we can on our own, not only to save money, but to learn how to do things with our hands. So it's a combination, Purple Collar is a combination of white collar and blue collar work, and that's what our lifestyle is a lot like. In this video, we want to talk a little bit about gifts, not only for the men, but for the women. I've seen several videos where we're getting lists of ideas that you can give to others. I think that's a great idea and we'll go over that. But I also wanted to talk about, I have trouble at Christmas time coming up with things for Jennifer. I think it's really hard in my mind to come up with things that would be useful to her. I always come back to what kind of things like what I want if I were her, and it never really works out.
Like maybe an inflatable toboggan?
An inflatable toboggan I thought was a great idea. So, Jennifer, what's on your list of things that you think are great potential gifts for her?
Well, I only have a couple because I'm not really into jewelry. I don't collect purses. I don't buy a lot of clothes. So my list is pretty short, but the things that I recommend if the women in your lives like to be outside is a pair of thin work gloves. I garden in these, and even today after we're done with this I'll be picking up sticks in the yard. I don't like getting my hands dirty. I don't mind the work, I just don't like getting my hands dirty. So a thin pair of gloves. I also use these leather gloves a lot when we're cutting wood or doing something that I don't want to, I guess provide a little bit more protection for my hands. So a nice pair of women's leather work gloves. And where's my list? I always have my ears covered as the weather starts to get cooler. So something that can protect your ears. I like the ones that go the whole way around the head. And there's lots of different styles, but we'll put a link down below.
So gloves, a rough idea, though I'll put links down below, but they're roughly $12 to $25 depending on the type of glove you get. And the ear wraps are somewhere between $10, $15.
Yeah, I'm cheap.
We're cheap.
And then the only other recommendation I would have to buy for a Christmas present for a woman is a nice Sherpa throw blanket for in the house. We always have blankets, although Olive takes a lot of them, so we buy blankets every year, but a nice Sherpa blanket is always on my list.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the things on the list here. These are in no particular order, but number one that I want to talk about is these Amazon Basics batteries. And these are the only batteries I buy now. I buy them in the 48 pack. I buy the AA and the AAA batteries. Use these things all the time. If you've got a trail cam, you know that you go through a lot of AA batteries in the trail cam. So these are an excellent idea. I'll put links to all these items down below, so it's just one simple click to you. They are Amazon affiliate links, so they don't cost you any more than if you bought them straight through Amazon, but they do give us a little bit of credit for pointing you in the direction of these items.
One thing I like about these batteries is we end up buying them for my dad, my father-in-law, and all kind of the men in our lives, because everybody always needs batteries and they always seem to be appreciated.
And I like that it's not just 48 batteries in the box. They're individually packaged in sets of 4, so that's nice. Second thing is a trail camera. Trail cameras have really come down in price in the last couple years. This is a Moultrie camera. It doesn't have to be this particular one. I'll put some links down below to some other options. But just a decent trail cam that can grab some pictures if you've owned some land, or if you've got land that you lease or land that you hunt on. It's nice to kind of scout a little bit with a camera and watch what's in the woods. We catch bears, coyote, of course lots of deer, lots of turkeys, birds, squirrels, all kinds of animals on the trail cam. And then I'll also put a link down below for the SD card. I like Mike Morgan's system of when you go out to the trail cams throughout the woods, put a new SD card in it, take the old one out, and then next time you check the camera, you put the old one back in. So you're not taking it out, checking it on the computer, putting it back in. It takes too much time that way.
How many trail cameras do we probably have now?
We have about 5. Next thing, and I know I talk about this a lot, the Stihl 2-in-1 chainsaw, sharpener, and file guide. I love this thing. I haven't taken a chain to get it professionally sharpened since I've had it, and I use this thing to touch up all the chains on the chainsaws that we have. Works great. And I'll put the links down below for the different sizes of chain file guide. Next one I don't own yet, so I don't have it here for showing you, and it is the only item on the list that I have that's over $50 or over $55. This is the Husqvarna chainsaw safety set, and what that includes is your chaps, which, you know, I've been cutting woods for years and I've never had chaps, and it's a huge mistake. I've just been, I guess, too cheap or too frugal to spend $100 and some on the safety set, but it's a great idea, and a lot of people have commented in our videos. So for $125 you get the chaps, you get the helmet with the face shield, you get the Husqvarna gloves for cutting, and it's a good, the helmet includes hearing protection, so it's a really good safety set that really everyone who's using a chainsaw should have.
And is on your wish list this year.
Is on my wish list this year.
Well, we'll have to see if Santa thinks you've been good.
Yeah. Next thing on the list is good gloves. Now, I've got a couple different kind of gloves. I'm not a huge glove person. I find that I have trouble grabbing things with my hands when I have gloves on, but these gloves work really good for me. These are a Stihl glove. This is the lightweight work glove. I've also got some leather gloves that I like working in, and then as it gets colder in the winter, I have some leather gloves that are insulated that are on my list for this year that I'll share with you down below. But good working gloves are a must if you're working around firewood or outside. And then the other type of glove that I wanted to mention is the nitrile gloves. These are getting harder to find because of the pandemic, but I just like the basic black nitrile gloves. I use these out in the garage when I'm changing oil, replacing brakes, anything that's going to get my hands really dirty. Like I said, I have a white collar day job, so it's difficult to go into the office on a Monday morning after working on brakes or something and having your hands all dirty. What's next on the list? Oh, this one. I know we did a whole video on this flashlight, but that was when we'd only owned it for about a week. This LED searchlight, I take this thing just about everywhere we go. I like it in the car. I like it in the bedroom beside the bed. It's got a light that shines like a lantern. It's got 2 really bright searchlight functions. So we've used this. Our cat Alice was out in the woods missing one night. We took this out in the woods, and it's basically like a spotlight shining through the woods. It works great. And then the other thing I like about it for in a car, it does have a flashing red strobe. It also has a charging port. So if your phone was dead, you could use this to charge your phone.
When we lost power.
When we lost power, we used this as a lantern. This is what I use to go down and hook up the generator.
Apparently Olive needed to have a better position.
Okay.
I was going to say something else about the flashlight. Oh, did you say it's super lightweight?
No. That it is really, you've seen this case and it seems like it's big and bulky. It's actually very lightweight. It does have a strap on it, which I do use sometimes if I just throw it over my neck to carry with me in the woods, but super lightweight.
And that's on your wish list too? You have a second one of those?
A second one for these that stays in a vehicle all the time is on my wish list.
Is that better positioning, huh? Is that better positioning for the Olive fans?
Next thing I want to talk about is a battery tender or a trickle charger for the batteries. You know, you think about how many batteries we have in the side-by-side, the motorcycle, the zero-turn, the four-wheeler, the boat. There's a lot of things that have to be maintained throughout the winter here. So we use a lot of these battery tender or speed charger type trickle chargers. This battery tender is actually for the XT250 motorcycle. I just plug it in the wintertime. I've got it set up and it sits all winter long and just trickle charges that battery, keeps it maintained. This is another version of that. The nice thing about this one, this is 6 volt or 12 volt. So if you've got an older tractor that uses a 6 volt charging system, this is perfect to use on that. This would maintain and charge your 6 volt battery in the tractor. It also does 12 volt. This is actually the one that I leave attached to the boat. Next one on the list. Things that everybody needs. Duct tape, and I'll put a link down below. There are some really cheap brands of duct tape that aren't any good. I haven't tried the Amazon brand, but I always like to stick with the Duck brand duct tape. So I'll put a link down below for that. It's about $5. And then of course WD-40. I like the cans that have the Smart Straw spray system. Works really good and you don't lose that straw. So that's a must-have. You know, I keep multiple of these in the garage and in the camper. If I've got something really tricky, I actually think that this works better than WD-40. This is Aerocroil, and it's a bit more expensive. I think it's about $30 per spray can. You can see it does have a straw that comes with it. The straw comes off if you don't need it. But like I said, something really tricky that WD-40 isn't working for, I find this works better.
You might think some of these things are kind of self-explanatory that men would already buy themselves, but this is a really good list for women looking to buy the men in their lives some nice usable gifts. I'd buy these as stocking stuffers.
And the nice thing is, you know, if you look down in the description below, I'll have the Amazon links for these. You can even copy and paste those links into a text message or into, if you want to send it to your wife or significant other of ideas. Next thing, I mentioned these in a video a couple days ago, the HP Ultra 2-cycle engine oil. This is the pre-measured, makes 1 gallon size. So you just dump this in a 1 gallon gas can, mix your ethanol-free gasoline in with it, and for the equivalent of the $38 Moto mix, you've made your own ethanol-free gasoline with the price of a gallon of ethanol-free gas and one of these little things. The other really good thing there is some Stihl bar and chain oil. If you've got Stihl equipment, obviously that's what we use, so we're showing the Stihl brand. But you know, if you use Husqvarna, it's fine to use the Husqvarna brands of those things also. And then 2 more things on the list I've got to go get. So I'll be right back. The next thing I wanted to show, and I've seen this on a couple people's lists if you watch some of the other channels, but the 3M headphones are really a must-have, especially if you're doing a lot of work outside with a chainsaw or on our zero turn or on a tractor. This particular one is the Bluetooth and AM/FM. I don't listen to the FM/AM that much radio. I mostly just connect it to the Bluetooth and listen to music on my phone. You can also answer calls on these, so that's pretty good. You can still hear when you're on the mower. If someone makes a phone call to you, you can talk right back to them. So these are about $55 roughly. If you don't get the radio version, I think they're $65 roughly.
Oh, and didn't I buy my dad a pair of these a few years ago, and he listens to the radio part of them all the time?
I think so, yeah. Then last thing on the list for men, and I just got one of these in the last year. When you've got the trickle chargers on all your batteries, they always stay charged all through the winter. But what you don't know is when the battery life itself is done. So a load tester is key to testing battery loads. I had some trouble with the truck earlier, a video that I think 52 people watched, really the lowest video I think we've made. We thought it was the battery, and when we load tested both batteries in the truck, it was not a battery issue. But how the load tester works, and these are really inexpensive, I think I said they were around $20 on Amazon. You have a negative and positive clamp. You hit the load test for about 10 seconds. It actually puts a load on the battery. You can watch the gauge go across and see whether that battery is bad, weak, or how many cranking amps is still available in the battery. So a great thing to have. For 20 bucks, it saves having to drive somewhere and have someone take the battery out of the vehicle and test it when you can do it right in your own garage. So there you have it. A fast list of things that you can easily Share with others that might be on your Christmas list, or good ideas if someone's asking you, hey, what can we look for you for Christmas? Things that maybe you'd need to spend your own money on if you were looking for these things, or maybe you buy them, you know, the nitrile gloves every year. This way you can put them on someone else's list and they're getting something for you that you can really use. And I know we might get questions on Olive's garb today. You want to talk about what she's wearing, who she's wearing today?
So as you can see, Olive is, anywhere I'm at, Olive is always with me. But Great Danes do not like cold weather. And when we got her, you know, she's a large dog. So I actually ordered this from Etsy. This was homemade from an Etsy shop. And I can give you the link to put on the store that we got that. But it's nice because it's double-sided, although the purple side always goes down.
The fleece side,
the
soft.
Fleece side, yeah.
Yep.
It's got nice Velcro on both the neck and around the belly, and then this comes off, although she likes to keep that on. Mm-hmm. So Olive definitely does not like cold weather or wet weather, and never gives us any problems about having her coat on. So if you need a good, well-made, warm blanket and like to support small business rather than big business, Etsy's a good place. Yeah.
So there you go, a list for her, a list for yourself to share with other people, an idea if you've got a large breed dog. And again, we really thank you we got to that 1,000 subscriber milestone. Don't forget to comment below to be entered to win the Blackstone griddle. If someone already has the Blackstone griddle and they're the one we chose, we'll just send you an Amazon gift card in that amount instead of the griddle.
And I don't know, maybe people won't like our list because it's usable everyday things, but kind of the way we've been trying to live life over the past several years is to not collect so much stuff that we don't need, and more just when we do make a purchase, it's something that is usable, consumable, or something that's going to make life easier. So I think this is a good list of practical Christmas items. Unless you want to buy an inflatable toboggan.
It's always on the list. So thank you for watching. We appreciate you joining us today. If you like videos, not necessarily like this is kind of a unique one, but if you like videos about outdoor work, tractors, chainsaws, firewood, and maintaining a homestead or property, we'd appreciate if you're not already subscribed, click that subscribe button, click the bell beside it so you get notified when we put out videos. Like, comment, and share. Thanks. We'll see you again the next time. Hopefully everyone has a great holiday season.